maybe this isn't a long-term fit for me anymore. If the why behind it isn't strong enough, you're not going to stick to it.
And so when you think about rejection, that's the same response.
Everyone is also in different stages in their real estate career.
Welcome back to your favorite podcast on the planet. I didn't know if you knew this, but it's the world's most famous real estate
I actually
podcast.
knew that.
Yes. You to my left, you've got the queen of the closing table, CEO and founder of Innovate Realty, Suzanne Cini.
Yes.
And I kind of, give everyone a nickname. So you and I know each other a little bit. Not super well.
Okay.
So, but I'm going to give you one.
Okay. I'm looking forward to it.
He's going for it.
And
going in.
I thought about this last night.
Oh, okay.
And I think if you want to take it, it's yours. I don't require any royalties, but you can brand yourself as Cruise with You.
Oh, I like that.
I like that.
That was good.
With the song in the background.
Yeah. We're just
Gwyneth
cruising
Paltrow.
through real estate deals with Team You.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
Cruise with you.
Okay, I like it.
I'd love to introduce our guest.
Oh, yeah, of course.
We gave him a nickname. But
Yeah.
it is,
I mean, that's most important. Nickname is like number one. So
I think we got that established. So I like that. Thank you.
Okay. I'm excited.
yeah, locked and loaded.
My current tagline right now is "Cruise into your home," but I do like that too.
Ooh,
yeah.
I like that a lot.
Okay. That I feel like you can use both. There's a
could use
time
both.
and a place
Exactly.
for each of those.
Exactly.
Yes. So we have Darryl here. So what's really interesting, we've had a ton of different agents from all different brokerages, not just ours, on the podcast. And what's interesting about this and about you as our guest is we have had Xandra on our podcast. Yeah. We have had CJ on our podcast.
Yeah.
And so Xandra has Team Z.
Yep.
CJ has the U group, which is why we came up with
Yes.
that. I can't
works.
claim that I came up with that nickname, but yes. And now we have Darryl, who is on CJ's team within the U group.
Yep.
So bringing it all together full circle. But I think what's really interesting about it, I mean, everyone has stories, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so everyone is also in different stages in their real estate career. So I think what's really unique and neat about this aspect is that we get to hear your story. You've been a licensed real estate agent for about 2-ish years,
March
right?
2023.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're looking forward to digging in and diving into how you got here.
Tell us all about it. I do remember vividly getting to go. I had the opportunity to go with you down to a Team Z Thanksgiving potluck.
Yes, yeah.
That was the first time I got to meet Darryl. We got to sit next to each other. And he was telling me a brief snippet of his story. And so I don't want to go too far, but I remember you saying you were a roofer.
I was. That is correct.
You had an injury, and that kind of catapulted you or inspired you into real estate. So give us your story, man. I'm
For
so
sure.
intrigued.
No, thank you for having me here, by the way. This is a privilege. But before roofing, I was actually in the fitness industry.
Okay.
I was a personal trainer and became a fitness manager in Oceanside.
Okay.
Really loved working. I think one of the things I really loved doing was the second I start having a one-on-one conversation with a new member at the gym.
Yeah.
I just kept asking questions, and I just wanted to get to know who they were and why they were there. And so that, I think, catapulted me in just being consultative sales. After personal training, one of my clients actually hired me to do sales and business development for his company, which is the roofing company, right? And so I spent a few years there, and I learned a lot about the building aspect of. I was doing commercial and residential, so I'd be up on these roofs. And what I liked about that company as well was my boss at the time, he focused on not just the roof, but also the building envelope. So I got to know the walls, the flooring, and foundation, and what all that entails. Because, as you know, water it doesn't care where it goes.
Yep.
It finds a crease and it goes from the roof down to the walls. And we just wanted to be able to be that full service company for our client to bring them more value. And so eventually, It was 4th of July, 2022. I was playing beach volleyball, and I love beach volleyball. I'd been playing that my whole life. And I remember there was this weird step on the ground, and I was like, that's kind of iffy right there. And sure enough, the play right after, I step on it weird, and I tear my ACL.
Oh, no.
Right? And so I was like, oh, dude, I heard the pop, because I'd done it before on my other knee, and I heard the pop, and I was like, oh, this is not good. Like, I know what this is.
Yeah.
Tried to get up. I'm like, nah, that's done. And so I sat home that night, and I'm like, hey, I'm not as depressed as I was the first time I did it. That's good. But maybe I was kind of just fighting myself.
You knew what to expect.
Yeah. But during this time, I was kind of seeing, I'm like, okay, maybe this isn't a long-term fit for me anymore. Going up the ladder, maybe it's dangerous. I might not be able to do this anymore. And then I'd known Cameron a long time and other agents that he was with on Team Z. And I was hanging out with them years before they were even agents. And I had seen their success, and I was like, hey, I could do that for myself too.
Yeah.
Right. And so I remember just being in the car, driving with my family. It was my sister's birthday. And I was like, I think I'm going to get my license. And so I spent 6 months prepping for it. Right. All these times that I'm like, okay, I don't really want to study for this, because the course I signed up for was just reading only. And I was like, man, I got to read through the whole book, all the PDFs. And I just remember like, hey, there were nights that I could not sleep because I'm like, I got to make a change.
Yeah.
You know, screw your excuses. Go study a chapter right now.
Yeah.
11 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning hits. I'm still reading through it. Right. So I just remembered like how much in pain I was, and also how much I wanted a change to make that happen. And sure enough, March 2023 hits, and I still didn't think I was ready for the test. I took it, and I was like, I was the first one there, and I was the last one. Right.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh man, I'm fully ready to retake this test.
Yeah.
I was convinced, because the guy in front of me was convinced he failed, and I saw his paper, it had the yellow highlight on it, and I'm like, oh, dude, I'm retaking the test. Like, I got to think about scheduling this already, you know? And I didn't even open it until I got to my car.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And I got to my car, I'm like, okay, dude, let's just read this. And I opened it, said, congratulations, he's your DRE. And I was like, dude, it was an emotion of like excitement, like relief, and also like just, it was just mostly relief that I'm like, I'm essentially giving myself a promotion.
Yeah.
Like, it's time for me
In
to
life,
come in life, and also like to step into a field where I become my own boss, and it's all up to me, right? Because prior to that, you know, you saw the support of a company, even though you are a business within a business, right? Getting your own clients and doing your sales, getting commission, you're still backed by salary, insurance, and all that. You have something to fall on. Whereas in real estate, you're really on your own.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
And how have you been able to handle that transition?
Oh man, I think it was just having that background of having, like, I eased into it. Someone had brought up real estate to me 2017, and they're like, you should become a real estate agent. And I was like, dude, be on 100% commission only? Like, I don't know if I could, I don't know if I could do that yet, right?
Yeah.
But in retrospect, I'm like, that might have been a good time to
Yeah.
jump
Should've
in,
done
right?
it.
Yeah, but you know what? I do think that life preps you for what you're going to do next, and it's all up to you, like what you're going to do with it, right?
Yeah.
And so I do think I'm in a better position now because of those steps that I took to get here.
It's awesome.
But yeah, I joined Team Z in June 2023. I knew that I wanted to work with Cameron, and so I just joined the team. But you know, I had surgery that August 2023, so I was kind of, you know, I was out for like 4 or 5 months. And I remember my first open house. It was October, like getting back from injury. I was huffing and puffing, putting my signs out, and also like I had my brace on. I was talking to guests coming in. I'm like, dude, I couldn't even like say anything. I was just out of breath.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was like, all right, it's all good. The important part is I'm back on the field, and I'm just gonna transition
Threw
to it.
yourself into it.
Yeah, and that's actually how I got my first client, through one of those open houses.
I was going to ask, how long did it take for you from getting your license and going full time into real estate to closing your first deal?
So when I joined Team Z, that was June, and I met my first client in November, and we closed December 2023.
Oh, good for you.
And that's also when I decided I'm going to go full time into real estate, and I've been full time since.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, but ever since then, it's just been, you know, just a learning experience. Every transaction's different.
Yeah.
you're really just a constant learner from it.
Yeah.
So fast forward to today. What do you think 25 is going to look like for you in the year of 2025? How many deals will you be working on? What's your volume?
So my goal was to double what I was doing. What
Yep.
I did last year, I did 8 my first year, so I want to double that.
Good for you.
Thank you. I met a lot of my clients through open houses, almost more than half of them actually. So just doing more of what I'm comfortable doing, and sprinkling in obviously like other aspects of prospecting there, cold calling and door knocking, just to supplement what I'm already doing.
I think we should talk about cold calling a little bit because it is a tough gig.
It
Cold
is.
calling. You like door knocking. You like door knocking
Love it
over.
all.
You like door knocking over cold calling. But I do actually
Yeah.
see you quite a bit. Just like let's just call him right now. I think it's such a mindset. Like you have to have that. Like, hey, why not? Like let's
Yes.
pick up the phone and call. Like what is there to be afraid of? I think it's so important to have that in really any industry, to be honest.
Yes.
Because we talk about tenacity and all the things that make a great real estate agent, but really just the best advice I ever got, I think we've talked about it a few times, is that my mentor in the past had told me, just act like you're in a movie. Like nothing matters. This isn't real life. Like just who cares? If somebody hangs up on you, who cares? If somebody's rude to you, who cares? If somebody slams the door, who cares? You know?
Yeah.
This isn't real. You're acting in a scene. And that always really stuck with me because sometimes you need that little extra confidence as you're going into things. And I've always taken that approach. Like, it's just a movie. It's just another scene. It's just another day. We're all acting. And it always ends up working out. So,
Yeah, I mean, I think, cold calling, door knocking, whatever the vertical is, right?
Yeah.
You're putting yourself in an environment where you're certain that you're going to face rejection.
Yes.
Rejection is one of the most complicated emotions for a human to deal with because we're all herd animals, right? Like we love being in a community.
Right.
In sales training, I always tell people, I ask the question, what's the most cruel thing you can do to another human? Do you guys know the answer?
What, reject them?
It's not killing them. It's not, because that's pretty like finite. It's putting them in self-isolation. So if you put a human in a small, dark, cold box by themselves and they have to wrestle with their own thoughts, it is by definition the most aggressive, mean, rude thing you can do to somebody, right?
Right.
And so when you think about rejection, that's the same response that our brain formulates.
Right.
So when you call somebody in a cold call situation or door knock situation, they say, not interested, go F yourself, whatever it is, right? It's the same response. You go into fight or flight. And at an emotional level, we feel like we're less than because that person is kind of taking the upper hand. And my advice for somebody that's either in sales or going to be in sales is looking at it for look at that issue for what it is, right? It's one no, and it doesn't matter. And if you get emotional about that one no or that rejection you're experiencing, then by definition you're letting that person take control of your mindset,
Right.
and they win. And so if you're curious and you go, oh man, that felt bad. Why did it feel bad? Because they said no, and my desired outcome was a yes. Then learn from it. Ask the tough questions. What could I have done differently? How could I control the conversation? How could my messaging be different in a way where I would yield a yes? And if that's where the mindset is, then rejection is awesome because it's just a roadmap to how you get a yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is correct.
But and that advice is fantastic too because that's basically looking at it as if you're in a movie scene. It's like, okay, what could I have done better? Right?
Yeah, learn from it and move on. And I think if that is your fear, it's you just have to figure out and find a way to combat that fear. The other thing I will say, one thing that really, because I was like a cold calling queen back in the day.
Whoa, wait a second. Can we pause for a second? We have a
We
new
changing the name?
The cold calling
That might be it.
Well, I told you, I shared with you that when I first started really working and getting into sales, I would like ditch school to go. That was a phone sales job.
That's awesome.
And I was like competing all the time to be the best. But one thing that I realized too is I created this whole script, this whole message that was everything I said was to avoid rejection, and so it's all also like the way you present things. You know, it really just depends on what you say. I was saying things of value. I didn't even allow anyone. I mean, I could probably still recite the script, but I won't. But
awesome.
It was never a thing where no one rejected me because I didn't let them. I controlled the conversation. I talked about the things that I wanted to talk about, and they found value in that. So people would ask me like, oh, how do you handle reluctance? Like, what are your rebuttals that you give? And I'm like, I don't get rebuttals. I don't get reluctance. I don't have to do rebuttals. And so I think that's a part of it too. It's like learning and then tweaking your process so that you don't experience that in the future, you know? So anyway, I know we went off on a tangent there, but it is time. We got to move on to, with our podcast, we often ask our guests to tell their wildest, crazy real estate stories. So sometimes we have them submitted in to us, but since we have a real life real estate agent here, we want to go right to the source. So share with us your craziest real estate story. And it doesn't have to be yours. It could be like something you heard of, or if you've got a crazy one, we're ready for it.
I don't know about crazy, but we'll see, right? And this kind of touches bases on what Paul said about when you're door knocking or cold calling, you feel like you're getting rejected. Your brain just wants to kind of stay in what's comfortable,
Yeah.
right? So when you're door knocking, every door you're like, you got to prep, right? So the mindset has to be, there's an intention behind what I'm doing. I'm not just doing this to cross it off the list. I'm trying to get a new connection, possibly a new client. With that being said, I was door knocking one of our listings that went pending. It was, went pending in 8 days. So I'm like, perfect, above list price. I'm so excited to share the story with the neighbors. And so, but even then, before that, I kind of hit a lull in my business where I'm like, all right, dude, get your mindset back right. Start with this evidence of success. Go out there, right? So here I am, door knocking on a Friday, reluctantly, right? But I'm like, I'm hyping myself up. But I told myself, I'm doing this. And so I'm almost done with my door knocking, and I see this home, and it looked like it could be a potential fixer. So all I'm looking for is, all right, what's the condition like? Are they here? And there's cars and there's junk all over the place. I go up to the door, and again, I'm all in. I'm talking to someone.
Yeah.
I look to my left. There's a dog staring at me. It was a pit bull.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, and it's like adult size, and he just looks at me. And I'm like, And what I'm thinking is, I'm like, all right, dude, either you're going to get bitten or you're going to punch this dog.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I was thinking about.
Nobody wants to ever have to punch a dog.
And I kid you not, he was the dog, I assume it's a he, was probably where you are sitting right now, Paul.
Yeah.
He's just that close. And whatever leash it had, it wasn't even a leash. It was like a rope. And it was just tied onto a stake. So I'm like, dude, this dog is going to chase me. And then it just barks at me. And I'm like, oh, let's go. Let's do this. I'm ready. And then he just comes at me and then licks me. And I was like, dude. But I was so ready to just get into it.
See,
right?
those pit bull misconceptions. I am a big, if you didn't know, major dog lover, own 2 pit bulls. And I'm telling you, they get the worst rap.
Yeah.
But there are more attacks and bites from golden retrievers than there are from pit bulls. But I think the difference is if a golden retriever bites you, it's like not that serious. If a pit bull bites you, they lock down and never let go. But
I have 2 things I want to discuss around this. Number one, some of our listeners probably know, but when I turned 18, I moved to Cleveland, Ohio, and went door to door. And I did that for 5 years to generate wealth and to become an entrepreneur. And I've been chased and attacked by many dogs. But there is a hack. There is a secret.
Okay.
Dogs are very simple. they bite the closest item. So if you are walking to a dog and it's going to come and bite you, and you put your hand out, it's going to bite your hand.
Makes sense.
So I always tell people to carry a clipboard or an iPad or even just like a pamphlet or a flyer. If you put that out, they will bite that.
Right.
If you let it go, they're going to then bite the next thing. So you just don't let it go, and then you jump the fence or do whatever.
There you go.
That's your hack. If
Lesson
you're door knocking,
learned.
right? The other thing I was going to say about that door knocking experience or kind of rejection and it's humans create these preconceived notions in our heads, right? So when you walk to that door and then that event happened in your head, you said, okay, based on all of my experiences leading to this point in time, this dog is going to bite me. And so that was what you thought, right?
Yeah.
And animals are really smart, just like humans. And in this scenario, the dog was great, right? But it could have gone in either direction.
Right.
And what I challenge people to do is be in the moment and not put your preconceived notion into that environment. Like you can definitely tailor or change things, but don't assume that when you walk to that next door, the customer's going to say no and I'm not interested just because the other 250 doors said that. Because if you carry yourself that way, I think that actually, the prefrontal cortex in your brain is what's going to cause you to communicate differently. There are 3 basic forms of communication: verbal, nonverbal, and metaverbal communication. Verbal are the words that we say. Nonverbal is the way that we carry ourselves, the body language, the way we're dressed and all that kind of stuff. And metaverbal is the way we say the words we're saying. And so in face-to-face communication, our ability to influence somebody else's decision of who we are or decision-making capacity in a deal comes from the words that we're saying. It's only 7% from the words that we're saying.
Wow.
The rest is spread between nonverbal communication and metaverbal communication. And so the way you say the words you say, the speed, the pitch, the tone, drastically impacts the outcome.
Right.
And if internally we go to a door and we assume that this person's going to say no, then our tone, our speed, and our pitch is going to be less exciting and less intrinsic to the consumer. And so they will probably say no. And so, cutting that off and saying, hey, this is a new door and I'm one door closer to a yes.
Right.
And you take that energy in and you have the script and you use that energy to be positive, the outcome just becomes different. And I can say that confidently because I applied it, in my business. And
Next podcast, door knock training with
Yes.
Paul
Happy to do
Hansen.
if there are any listeners at Innovate or other brokerages you want to go door knocking, please call me. I love that more than being in the office.
Dogs are welcome, right? Dogs are welcome.
Dogs. I've never seen such a pep in his step
I love
when
it.
he is knocking
That's so
doors.
funny.
That's where business gets done. That's where you create value.
It's very true.
Yeah.
My second client was from door knocking.
Oh, good for you.
I was
Yeah.
like, dude.
I love it.
Yeah, I'll come back, get the listing agreement signed. That was it. I was like, wow, this works.
Yeah, it does work. So I have a question for you. And, again, like you're in a different phase in your career at this time. What advice would you give to people that were in your position in 2023 or 2022 thinking about coming into real estate? What advice would you give to them?
Man, that's a loaded question. I would say, obviously, understand why you want to go into real estate or any avenue, because at the end of the day, if you're just chasing, say, the money, I mean, it's great, right? But if the why behind it isn't strong enough, you're not going to stick to it. It's kind of like, working out, right? If you're just working out just to work out, there's no end goal. You're not going to see the changes that you want in your body. Whereas when you're setting a goal and then working backwards, setting objectives, you are going to feel like, okay, I'm working towards something, and you're going to be in it, kind of what you mentioned earlier, just be in that moment. And that is the destination in itself, is the moment, right? And so I would say whatever field you're in right now, there are skills that you're going to learn in that field that are going to be transferable, and apply that to whatever the next unknown is, right? And be a student of the game, be a curious learner, and just be genuinely want to connect the dots for other people.
Yeah.
When you approach business from a client-centric standpoint, where it's about the other person, people generally just love that, right?
Yep.
Because they know that they can trust you. And when you're doing that and you're combining like, hey, I want to connect the dots in your brain, like you mentioned, the conversation just becomes more natural and just more organic, where it really does sound like you are interested in them, right?
Yeah.
And that's one of Dale Carnegie's ways of how to win friends and influence people is be genuinely interested in the other person. So I would say that. And then also just understand that real estate is an outbound game, right? We can depend on our sphere of influence. We can depend on, say, even open houses where they come to your domain. But for the most part, you are the one responsible for getting your own clients, getting opportunities, and you are going to get rejected a lot. And it's easy to say, yeah, just have tough skin or anything. But at the end of the day, learn the skills that's going to get you better from, hey, having this conversation that went to a no, maybe the next one's a maybe, and then how do I turn that into a yes? And just be a student of that game.
I
awesome.
love it.
Very cool.
Cool. Okay. Well, we are moving to
Another segment.
Our favorite segment. Okay. So we're going to play Rate That Listing. So we're going to get, we're guessing price of the home on this one. We're getting location, number of beds, bath, and square footage. And we're going to kind of talk through for our listeners that don't have, that are just listening. We'll talk through the photos that we're seeing here. So, okay. So,
Ohio.
West Alexandria, Ohio again. Is this right?
This market's on fire.
I don't.
1,378 square feet.
Okay, 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom.
So are we guessing the price now or after we see the photos?
After we see, we got to see the
Okay.
photos first.
Okay.
Okay, so I don't think this is in West Alexandria. I think this is somewhere else because last
West
time was West
Alexandria,
Alexandria. So,
Oh,
Florida.
1,378
Wow.
square feet in Florida. Okay.
Okay,
All right.
Wait, what
moving
part of
along.
That's a good question.
Yeah,
That's
what
a big
part of
one.
Florida is this? Lynn Haven,
Haven.
Florida.
Not familiar.
Okay. So
No offense to the
we've
community
got,
of Lynn Haven.
Yep.
So it's a cute front of, it's like a good little farmhouse, but no garage. It's a carport, right? So that's probably rough during hurricane season. Cool little outdoor backyard. We got a fire pit.
What is that?
Yeah, it's like
Like
it's a true shed.
yeah.
Yeah. We don't see many of those in California.
Yeah, you don't. I'm like, is that an ADU or
a
what?
folding-
You'll see that in Vista maybe or Ramona.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And they've got a folding table out in front of the shed, so they're clearly working on something.
Uh-oh,
Maybe it's a
that-
little woodworking
that
shop.
makes me nervous. Okay.
Interior. Okay, we're in like a
And
dungeon.
now I'm even more nervous about that table outside.
Yeah, what is this?
What is going
So
on?
the interior of the house is like red velvet couches with skeletons everywhere.
Oh my gosh. An actual, that's crazy.
And an
Right.
actual skeleton
It's an actual
sitting on the
skeleton.
couch.
Yeah, that
Okay.
part threw me a little.
Whoa. It's like we're
It's
in a
like
cave.
a cave.
But look at the floor. It's like
Is this
this
the main
cool
cave?
epoxy floor.
I'm glad you think that that's cool.
It's like it's water. They're trying to make it look like water inside of a cave.
Okay. I see you have that creative, water.
But there are a lot of
I
stoves
understand
everywhere.
now. Yeah.
Whoa, what is on the oven? Look at the stove.
Oh yeah.
It's like a
They're
man
cooking.
and an old vampire man and wife
Yeah.
statue on the stove. They clearly don't cook.
Okay, and the red and gray.
Oh my gosh,
like-
is this a...
This is their listing. This is why. Yeah, this is. These
got
are
like-
the
It's got a
listing.
gym.
These are the
It's got a
listing
pull bar.
photos.
Look
Okay.
at the little tassely, like, what, I don't even know what you would call that above the doorway.
Okay.
You've got, oh my God. Look, it's like what is that
Wait.
movie? Look at the little creepy doll in the right back corner.
No.
What is that movie? It's a scary movie. Or is that a person? Is that a live person?
Nobody knows. Listeners, go look at these photos
Oh
because
my goodness.
we are.
That's crazy.
Unsure what's going
then
on.
we've got,
here.
like,
the wallpaper is all skulls.
Yeah. And then
Okay.
look at the ceiling. It's like this intricate woodwork.
Yeah.
Probably
like-
not wood, actually.
Whoa, that might be
What's going
my...
on here? Is this the shed?
No, I think this is a hallway.
That might be my favorite
and
spot.
there's arms
There's
hanging
hands
down.
hanging out of the vines.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh. So this person is super into like gory horror. There's like a sword coming out of the bathroom or out of the shower.
All
And then
right.
there's like bloody handprints.
What
And
is-
then
That would not be my go-to.
look at the
like,
zombie head on the toilet.
What is that movie?
In the bathroom, they were like, you know what? We're just gonna go big. Like,
Yeah.
let's Let's just throw some bloody handprints on the.
Oh, you know
Oh,
what?
it reminds me of The Shining. That's what it reminds me of. With Jack
Okay,
Nicholson.
they're modeling
yes.
after that.
That's
yeah.
what it reminds me
Okay,
of.
all right.
They're super into Legos, maybe, or what is this? This is like
It took a turn. We're
this
not.
is a room. This is a closet or a room full of little mini figurines.
What's the
and-
green epoxy now? What is this? Like,
It looks like a computer board.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm unsure. Okay.
Oh my gosh, is that the
All right.
primary?
Could
This
you
is the
imagine
primary
this is where
bedroom.
you sleep?
No. This is a horror movie.
Oh my gosh.
That's actually not bad.
Yeah,
That's something you'd
like,
see probably
well,
like
you know.
somewhere
This is
in
sellable.
Mexico or
yeah.
somewhere in Latin America. I don't know.
I mean,
The kids' room. They have kids. How do they allow
Okay.
kids to live in this house?
Oh no, the kids walk in with the bloody handprints.
In the bathroom. Oh my goodness.
Okay,
Guess the
guess
price.
the price.
Okay, it's in Florida.
1,300-ish square feet it was, I believe.
1326.
So,
I'm gonna do some math.
okay.
Is it still on the market?
I think if
it
this
new?
is active on the market, no guarantees of
$298,350 is my guess.
I was gonna say $395.
Yeah, I think like 350, 349.
Oh,
You're
look
the
at that.
closest. Okay.
Wow, where is this in Florida?
All right. In
I might have a buyer
Haven.
for it.
Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 5, what are we rating this listing? So I'm looking at this from a listing agent perspective. I don't know if there's anything they could have done there, but
You mean?
but I think they
you
could have
paint the
painted.
bathroom?
Yes,
Or take
that
the
is
zombie
my
heads
biggest
out?
problem. If I was the listing agent, I would go paint that myself.
Yes.
Like even if the seller was like, I have no money to afford this, like I would be like, you know what, I'm just gonna do this for you.
I don't think so.
Like-
I think you would have used Mendon Market.
I would, of course.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like,
Yes.
there's no chance that I'm putting that out
100%.
there. So I'm giving it a 1.
A 1 out of 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know I'm
What are you
a
rating it?
critic.
Well, it looks clean. Looks presentable. Pictures.
They
They
cleaned
did
it.
great with pictures.
They-
Was it Junior that took those pictures?
Prestige.
You do decrease. There is a buyer for that, but it's extremely a smaller pool. I would say maybe a 2.5.
Okay.
I'm being like,
Yeah,
2.5,
yeah,
okay.
slightly
okay.
optimistic here for my sellers.
All right.
As an investor, I will rate this as an investor. It's 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
It's an easy layup. I mean, all I'm doing
Sold.
is ripping all the walls out,
Sold.
taking it down to the studs, and I'm going to redo that deal. I mean, I don't know what the actual exit value of a deal like
Yeah.
that would be, but I mean, it's pretty straightforward. You take the dungeon bloody walls out, and we open up the buyer pool.
Yeah.
To your point,
Yeah.
Quentin Tarantino probably owned that house.
Yeah.
It's someone that was inspired by him. or-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow.
Okay.
Fan.
Let's get this thing landed here. Let's land the
Okay.
plane.
Yes.
We Darryl, thank you for being here. We're gonna put all of your contact information.
Sure.
For listeners, they can reach out to you, and for viewers on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. If you are buying or selling in San Diego, cruise with you.
Cruise with me.
Yes.